Millie.
Mate.
Always
Oh,
good
great
to
to
be
see
here.
ya.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Squid's here. The garden's changed. God, you've done a lot of work since I was last here.
You know, I love a little bit of creative construction, and I've got something for us to work on today. You up for it?
I'm always up for working together.
So this is the spot. It is a really nice little position in the garden, right where the chooks are, but I've always thought it's quite underused. I think we need to build a little platform, and I reckon you're just the guy to help me do it.
All right, I love a task.
So the base is nice and stable. I've gone nice compacted gravel here, and then we've got a nice soft layer on top. I've got more. And I've decided to use these kind of off-the-shelf footings. It'll go in nice and easy, it'll be really stable, and of course, if I ever want to move it to get a machine in or something, it can just come straight back up.
There's a little bit of tweaking to get the level right, but once they're set, then we just build up the ground. Now, this isn't an exact science. Millie's given me a rough layout of where she feels this needs to be in terms of the extent of the deck. And what we've done is just put a string line up so that we can make sure that the front of the deck lines up off the wall here. And then we'll do the same here. We'll run another string across there as we go. So it's just step by step.
That's going to kick back probably about here, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think that'll end up tapering in here, and that'll end up tapering in here, and then that third barrel will go kind of running almost up to the base of the quince.
Of the tree, yeah.
And I think that block needs to sit off the rock wall from memory.
Off, okay. Okay, that's good.
It just gives us such a solid sort of platform, but also it'll drain really well, I hope.
So far, so good. We're almost there. A little bit of tweaking, and I reckon we're ready for the bearers.
Now, the timber that I'm going to use for both the frame and the surface of the deck is the same stuff. It's Cuppa salvaged windbreak farm trees cut into a sleeper. This is 150 millimetres deep and about 50 millimetres wide, which means it's a really strong and stable bit of timber. I've already prepped it and put a little bit of bitumen paint on that top edge of the bearer because I want it to be as weatherproof as possible. And I've also fixed a few joist hangers, which means when we get these external ones into place, we'll easily be able to cut and fit some of the framework that's going to reinforce and stabilise our platform. So I've tried to prep them a little bit.
Once we have the blocks level, we then add the bearers. They're the horizontal beams that sit across the blocks to support the platform. That level is nice across there.
Yep.
That's pretty close.
Ooh, happy.
Yeah. Joist hangers are like a supportive stirrup. They're screwed into the beams and hold the joists in place.
I'm just further sealing all the joins and the top sides with a bitumen paint because they're going to get a little bit of weather and they're also going to be the surface that we're screwing into. So the more weatherproof it can be, the longer this will last. Ready to try on some of our dance floor?
Look at this. It's beautiful. Now we need to measure and cut the timber to size for an easy slide into place. And each beam is screwed in for stability. Yeah.
One more. Can do.
Look at that.
Now these boards are really, really thick, so they're going to be stable in the weather. But the really important thing to remember if you're choosing any timber for decking is it mustn't be too thin. The basic rule of thumb is it needs to be maximum 4 times as wide as it is thin. And that means you're reducing any risk of the board itself warping.
So I've just clamped this end board on here because that's our fixed point. And from here, we're going to work our way back towards the quince tree. Now, we want to have a gap between these boards because it's going to expand and contract across the seasons.
That's going to be a good space, allow lots of air movement underneath the deck and a bit of movement in the boards.
Millie, what a little feature this has become. It looks fantastic.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? It's going to be a very well-used part of the garden, but it is part of the garden, and I think it is missing something.
I know exactly where you're heading because no project is complete without one thing.
Plants.
Definitely.
Let's get some in the ground.
Okay. So this rosemary that Millie's chosen here is a blue lagoon. It gets these beautiful blue flowers, but its form is a bit more prostrate, so it tends to spread over the ground and only grow to about 1 metre. And when you think about the position that she wants it here, it's perfect because it's going to create this nice backdrop for the deck, which reveals once you come around behind this. I reckon it's a perfect choice for this spot.
Cut it in half and get 2 plants for the price of 1. I haven't grown this before. This is a little ground cover form of a saltbush.
Saltbush, yeah.
And I reckon it is a great one to try here. I've actually found plants are quite happy growing in gravel, but I am making little planting pockets. I'm digging out a little bit of a hole. I'm filling it with some good quality mix. And then hopefully this will sort of spread out from underneath the deck, a little bit like those crashing waves under the jetty. I'm using a few things. I've dug up this Veronica and little Brachyscombe that's doing very well down the hill where it's a bit wetter.
Yeah.
But I'll be curious to see if it does as well here.
So I'm continuing Millie's theme of the saltbush running along the underside of the deck here. And what's really nice about that is that it's going to get sun, but in effect, this sort of grey, blue, green is kind of like the water that Millie is going to be sitting above on her deck. I like the planning behind this.
It's looking great, and you know, I've got lots of plants that I'm testing, as always there, so I'll be excited to see how they go.
Yeah, but there's one final test.
Let's go to Cuppa.
Job well done.
Oh, thanks for your help. It is always so great to have a bit of a creative idea and then have other skilled hands give you a hand to actually get it on the ground.
I've loved every second, and what a result. And here we are sitting on the completed deck, having a cuppa. My day, my week is complete.
So good. I can't wait to spend time here just taking it all in.